There's something I wish someone had told me earlier in my teaching career. Burnout isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it just quietly creeps in, like that one student who slips into class 10 minutes late, hoping you won't notice. But recently, I started digging into the research on teacher burnout. Not from a fix the system angle, but from a let me understand myself better angle. And what I found honestly surprised me. Did you know that in the US, 52% of K-12 teachers say they feel burnt out often or always? And teachers report burnout 14% higher than workers in any other profession. It's wild. We're more stressed than nurses. We're more anxious than doctors. And according to one study, teachers experience 40% more anxiety symptoms than healthcare workers. Which is ironic, because half our job is telling students to relax and manage your time better. But this video isn't about blaming schools or glorifying suffering. It's about understanding the personal psychology behind burnout, so we can notice the signs earlier, recover faster, and protect the parts of teaching that actually give us joy. See, burnout has this personality. It doesn't knock on the door and announce itself. It whispers. It starts with tiny habits. Saying yes to one extra task, skipping lunch just today, grading papers at 11 p.m., telling yourself, I'll rest after this week for the 29th week in a row. And statistically, we are not imagining it. A RAND survey found teachers are twice as likely to be stressed as other working adults. A Forbes report found 28% of educators experience symptoms of depression, nearly double the rate of non-teachers. And honestly, some of us treat burnout like a competitive sport. You slept only 5 hours? Amateur. You're tired? I taught 6 periods back to back with no AC. We don't need medals. We need boundaries. But the big insight from the research is this. Burnout isn't a character flaw. It's a resource imbalance. When the job demands more energy than our mind and body can give, we drain faster than we recharge. And for teachers, that imbalance is almost built in because 75% of teachers call their job unsustainable. 79% say their mental health has worsened because of work. 74% say they constantly take on extra duties. It's not about weakness, it's about volume. One thing that shocked me is how uneven burnout is. It hits certain groups harder. Female teachers, 55% report burnout versus 44% of male teachers. Teachers of color, 62% of Black educators plan to leave early. Younger teachers, 38% plan to leave versus 30% of older teachers. Teachers in high-poverty schools, nearly 50% leave within 5 years. If you've ever wondered, is it just me who finds this overwhelming? The answer is a very comforting no. No, it is not. Burnout also comes from identity friction. Teachers who have a strong sense of purpose, a solid professional identity, tend to handle stress better. But when your identity gets blurry, am I even making a difference? Burnout accelerates. And the research is clear. Teachers with strong psychological capital, hope, resilience, optimism, recover much faster. So burnout, at its core, is often this emotional equation. Meaning minus energy equals exhaustion. Here's where the psychology gets interesting. Researchers say burnout shows up in 3 profiles, and most teachers fall into one. 1. Exhaustion instigated. You're tired, not detached. You still care, you're just fried. Solution? Rebuild your sense of value and identity. 2. Exhaustion plus depersonalization. You're tired and your empathy starts thinning out. Solution? Increase psychological capital and professional identity. 3. Ineffective profile. You're not exhausted, you just feel like nothing you do is working. Solution? Build positive coping strategies. Understanding your profile is half the healing. Now let's talk about what the research says does work on a personal level. Not systemic reform, not policy dreams, just the stuff you and I can actually control. 1. Rebuild psychological capital, PsyCap. This is the most powerful buffer against burnout. It includes hope, resilience, optimism, self-efficacy. And the science says PsyCap can grow through small wins, reflection, supportive relationships, realistic goal setting. Basically, giving ourselves the same compassion we give that one student who submits half a worksheet and asks, "Is this enough, sir?" 2. Strengthen positive coping strategies. The study shows teachers who rely on avoidance, like ignoring problems, emotional numbing, self-criticism, burn out faster. But teachers who analyze problems calmly, break tasks down, ask for help early, reflect without self-punishing, recover significantly faster. This isn't toxic positivity. This is scientific emotional management. 3. Build boundaries like they're lesson plans. Because let's be honest, teachers are experts at building structure for everyone except themselves. The research recommends no after-hours email checking, protected weekends, mental rest days when needed, and time boundaries for grading. Even a simple rule like no schoolwork after 7 p.m. can reduce exhaustion more than you'd expect. Boundaries aren't selfish, they're oxygen masks. Look, teaching is meaningful work, hard work, human work. But that also means we are the curriculum. Our energy, our clarity, our emotional bandwidth. When we take care of that, everything else follows. Burnout doesn't disappear overnight, but when we understand it, the psychology, the patterns, the signals, it becomes something we can navigate instead of something that quietly consumes us. So if you've been feeling tired, overwhelmed, or one spilled coffee away from crying in the staff bathroom, you're not broken. You're human, and you're not alone. If this video helped you understand burnout a little better, the next one will help you understand the context we're teaching it. Go watch The AI Literacy Gap No One's Talking About in School. It breaks down why AI isn't just changing learning, it's changing what it means to be a teacher today. Don't worry, it's not scary. Just eye-opening in a let me sit down for a second way. Click the thumbnail on the screen, and let's keep learning forward together. Stay curious, stay grounded, and please, take care of the teacher behind the teaching.